Okay, let's see. Testing. So how's the microphone? Finally need to get myself a new microphone. These USB microphones, I don't know. I have to turn up the gain by 10 decibel to, yeah, just make any sound or make the meter move at all. If I don't have it, you know, all way, then it's in the frame if I put it in front of my mouth. Anyway, so I saw you guys had an interesting conversation about Primaris Marines. How's everyone doing? Personally, I prefer the Primaris simply because they look more credible in their proportions and everything. I just don't like the squatting Space Marines, I'll be honest. Okay, right, PAL is working, I think. I'll just move it a bit so I can actually reach it. Yeah, so I'm just checking everything because I don't have a permanent streaming setup right now, as you know. So I always need to prepare it and set everything up, and then the first minutes I always double checking that it works. Sorry for that, but it is what it is. I am here, indeed, Mikkel. Hey, Venerable Dreadnought. Hey, Clue. Hey, Unai.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Angel Koss, for following my YouTube. Thank you. Hey, the voice. Can hear you well? Okay, that's good. Painting one of the new vampire guys. I mean, we started this one in the last stream. That was like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I think. One thing that I wanted to do or thought about, let me just get it. I mean, the thing that I really wanted to paint.
Nice to meet you.
That one's even further away. Thank you, Angel. So what I really wanted to start, and I think I'll make a video. I think I'll make a YouTube video about it. We'll just call it Necrons Revisited. I wanted to do one of these walkers, but I didn't have time to prepare it. And then I thought, well, I have one of these Necrons prepared anyway. And then I realized it's not really the one that I want to paint, because I want to paint the one that has the two smaller blades, because you can't really see the ribcage. And I had...
Been this long already?
Oh my god, 12 months! I don't think of these 12 months I probably have streamed like two months. Why are you still subscribed? Or were you on a break and it's accumulated to 12 over the years? Hey John, how's it going? Yeah, so this one just had the problem that the blades are covering the ribcage, and I wanted to try a new effect, and for that I need a ribcage that's showing. So I will assemble the one that has the two smaller blades on the side and has a visible ribcage. So I didn't have time to assemble miniatures. So yeah, I have a bunch of videos. I just don't know when to film them. But during summer, I'll try to have like maybe a bi-weekly upload schedule for YouTube, and then yeah, in between release the Patreon videos and the PDFs. I just kind of want to do some regular YouTube content again, so that people know when I upload, which is, I think,
nice to meet you.
Big problem. Thanks for following, Mikko. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Blue Fangs. You got this. Hey, Faces and Bases, how's it going? The Nerdy YC, how's it going? Maybe you should paint for once, that's true. So, I'm happy with my progression. I almost finished another video today, so that's good. That one I didn't even take a day to finish. I just need to do the voiceover. So that's about another hour, and then after the stream probably I can put it out. So that's good. Yeah, just trying to catch up on all the lost time due to school. Yeah, so I really liked how this turned out, honestly. I just wanted to have something for the zombie video that I can illustrate what you can do with different primers, and that you only should prime the way, or that you should prime the way you want to progress with the miniature. Like, if you have a plan for using the black as the shadows, for example, you should start black, and then only if you have a plan to use a zenithal light source with diluted paints, then you should do the zenithal. Or, you know, if you want to get a light sketch in or whatever. But yeah, still really like how this one turned out, so we might as well continue him. And like I said, I wanted to do something 40k, because I almost think the Cursed City hype is dead already, but it is what it is. Also, I'm going to do one more thing with the... one more thing. I'm doing another video with another vampire from the Crimson Court box. And I'm definitely going to finish this one, and then I'm going to do two Skeleton Warriors. Hopefully that's going to be an interesting video. It's not just going to be a tutorial, because those are just more and more out of... they just don't work on YouTube. So in the future I'll probably not do the classical tutorial for YouTube anymore, only if I have some interesting aspect to tell, like a story that I can tell through miniature painting, and only then I'm going to make a YouTube video. I'm not going to try and rush out tutorials, especially since I can't rely on...
Hello, cutie pie.
Oh my god. Hey, Viking with brushes. With 2. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I can't rely on anything from the UK arriving in time. Any preview boxes and so on, and it's just too stressful to rush out videos. It's not the video content that I want to make. And the video content that I want to make doesn't work on YouTube, so we'll have to change it up. Have you seen Vince's new game release? Yeah, I wanted to share it and stuff, but I was just... This week I was just trying to push out as many videos as I can on Patreon, and I also was working on the zombie video, obviously. And then it only got like 10,000 views in 4 days, so I was crying in the corner. And it was exhausted, because basically I'm working non-stop again, no weekends and stuff, so I'm not in the best mood, let's put it that way, and pretty overworked. Hey Pixelspieler, how's it going? Hey Blage. Hey Phoenix Miniature Art, finally get to catch a stream, there you go. Hey Toby. Hey Noel. Christian, stop it. Next, you're saying I'm German. Hey Renhan, South Africa, wow. That's from like the other end of the world. Could you recommend a black color using Games Workshop one, and this is not really good? I mean, you would have to tell me why it's not good, then I can tell you which one will suit you better. I don't believe in absolutes, it's just there is stuff that is suitable for some things and it's not suitable for others, and vice versa, or whatever you want to say. I'm not sure if you can say vice versa in this context. So I thought about what to do today, and there's a couple of options, but honestly I think I just want to do the metallics first. Could probably do Yeah, we could do some other parts of the clothing and then the hair and stuff, but I'm not sure. In any case, I want to just, you know, put down the initial what is it, like metallics, and then see what we can do from there. Best mini painting YouTube videos are no longer about actual painting. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, even if it's quote unquote only painting videos, they still take a long time to film and edit, so it's kind of, you're investing like a week into a video that only is getting 10,000 views. It's just not feasible. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Gotta do some shaking here. Watch me speed paint an entire model in 1 hour. No, that's not enough. You need to at least paint 10 of them. But seriously, I mean, every video these days, I mean, not everyone and not everyone does it, but if it doesn't have speed in it, and it's a painting tutorial, it's not doing good on YouTube. Does the shadow have blue in it, or is it just black? No, it's just black. Kind of trying to figure out where the blue is coming from, but of course the red, the warm highlights, or the warm midtone and the warm highlights could make it appear cold in relation. We'll see. Okay, hold on, I need to start recording so that I have the footage too. Interesting. I love that distressed leather. Yeah, it's really, it has turned out pretty nicely. Let's see, my palette is mirrored for some reason, but it's okay. Interesting. Oh, I think it might be because I used it as a face cam. Let me just quickly fix that, because even though you might not be noticing it, I will notice, and it's going to drive me insane. Properties. Let's see, is there flip vertically? Yeah, that's not it. I'm confused. This blob should be up here, but it's not. Thank you, Reactor. Thanks for following. Welcome, welcome. I guess this is better than dropping the beat. Yeah, this is better. I enjoy slow paint. Yeah, but it's, of course, you know, my channel attracts people that like that kind of painting, but YouTube almost becomes irrelevant if you can't get views on the videos. It's like, why? Okay, so let's start this weapon. Like I said, just gonna start on all the metallics, and I'm probably going to tint yeah, the different metallics. So I'm just starting off of an aluminium column, and so for example this whatever it is that uses, or that is a head where a handle goes in, probably going to make that a different metal, just for the sake of not looking too boring. And I'm just going to do that with different shades. What's the best wash for Space Marines? I mean, that would kind of depend on what chapter you're painting, right? Would need a little more info for that. Pretty much see what is blacks. Wait, what? Oh, black color. Well, he was happy with that answer, so If it's any consolation, I'm still watching the Necron one you did. Yeah, that's why I want to do another Necron video, honestly, because that one was super successful. I mean, it was very well timed too, just before the release of the Indomitus box.
Nice to meet you.
And the Necron's getting new models. Thank you, Jose. And everything just fell in line, and then I think the scheme was nice or easily repeatable and so on. So yeah, I just want to do a version 2.0 of that scheme. A little more vetted and just more colors in the concept. I'm not sure about this music. It was promising me something else. Let's see. I'm just going to minimize this. Family fun fitness. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. It really sucks. I actually like the long tutorials. I mean, I still do the long tutorials, right? With the in-depth guides and all that stuff. I just have to put it on Patreon because it's like if I put those on YouTube, I will constantly have videos that underperform, even though they are, of course, educational and they have value. But yeah, so that's why I have to do like the mixed release schedule. And it is what it is. I'm going to adapt to the meta to a certain extent, but I don't want to bend super out of shape for YouTube and do videos that I probably am bad at making anyway, because I'm not that center stage guy. You know, I don't like to be on camera. I just want to, you know, teach painting and I don't know. And so if that doesn't work on YouTube, then it doesn't work, right? And that's fine. Just have to adapt. Play at 3+. I did try to emulate work, it didn't go well. How long would you say you'd been painting before you got really good? 10 years? 12 years? Maybe? But it's different times. I started when there was barely any internet resources around, so I think you can get pretty good in shorter amounts of time. But you still need to practice a lot. There's a certain thing where, you know, brush control and just having experience with what the paint does when it comes off the brush and how to do that. Cat, would you be so kind? Jesus Christ, hold on. Yeah, so that's a thing you need to practice, and that no tutorial and no online resource can teach you. Maybe a class, but that's it. Jesus. Sorry. The cat's eating my palette paper. I don't approve. So let's see. Making the blade and the eye of the axe not out of one piece. Yeah, I know, but I don't really. How do the French say? Give a shit. The thing is, the sculpt itself is not really realistic, right? Because it would probably be out of one piece, but there's rivets here, so I blame the sculpt.
Nice to meet you.
Totally the sculpt's fault. I need to reposition the camera, or I need to reposition myself. I think that works. Okay. Right, so let's see. Don't want to mess anything up. So I gotta be careful here. Oh yeah, I also started experimenting with how to do the outline of the cloak, and I think I'll go for something like this. But yeah, let's do the metallics first, and then I can go back to the cloak. I just want to see how everything looks and how everything works together. I think the metallics are a central piece, not a central piece, but an element, an important element. If you didn't have to chase the YouTube metrics, what kind of videos would you do? Would you like to do the most? I mean, technically, every Patreon video is filmed in a way that I want to do the videos. And it's more lecture style, I would say. I think that sums it up nicely. Just more lecture style. While the typical YouTube video that does well just tells a kind of story about a compelling, yeah, just tells a compelling story, engaging story. I'm not a storyteller, I'm an educator. I mean, I constantly tell stories at school, right? But it's more like, have you heard this awesome thing about biology? Or I don't know, some story about space. It's kind of different. It also doesn't help that I'm not playing, because you can, you know, tell stories about your army a bit easier than about the single model that you just want to paint up nicely. Old. Have fun. The sculptor stack, there is some additional sheet of metal wrapped around. Exactly. Didn't catch it. What color is that? Almost looks like vanilla liquid silver. No, it's dark aluminum. Hey McBain. True metal, non-metal, don't look right. I mean, it's personal preference, right? To me it is... So there's a couple of aspects to this. Non-metallic metal is easier if you have a certain experience. It's easier to paint. Because making a really awesome looking metallics is super difficult. And I'm not talking about, you know, just painting a base color and then slapping nuln oil on. That's not really difficult, but that's also not really looking awesome. So yeah, metallics are more difficult to paint. And generally, if I want a grittier version of a miniature, I go to metallics, and if I want a more shiny version, I do non-metallics. So to me, it's more like, or yeah, more a thing of what is the Jesus, what is the word? Like the mood of the figure. What is that, and what do I want to convey, and do I want to have more control over where I paint my highlights and stuff like that? Then I go for metallics. I'm sorry, non-metallic metal. Let's see, that's something I wanted to avoid. Yeah, then I go for non-metallic metal. And if I want a grittier, dark, yeah, more almost less fantasy, more realistic figure, I go for metallics. And non-metallic metal can look awesome and can look convincing. It's more the badly executed non-metallic metal that sucks. But if it's well executed, then non-metallic metal is great. Given how minis are quite expensive to practice in bulk, unlike using like 300 sheets of paper, what would you be? I mean, I get it, right? But not every miniature is expensive. You can try getting... What was the thing that I always recommend? I already forgot. Oh, Jesus. I mean, even just getting... a Games Workshop box that has 20 minis in it, and using that to practice. I mean, 20 minis is a lot to practice. But then, of course, you know, if you have it, you could 3D print them, but that's probably not an option. I really forgot what I'm always recommending. Damn. Oh yeah, another thing that's relatively cheap is the... What is it? There's like a Stormcast pack and I think a Space Marine pack where it's 3 miniatures for 12... I mean, it's 12 euros 50, I think. I don't know what it is in the other currencies, but it's relatively cheap, and that's 3 models right away that you can practice stuff on. And if it's, you know, doesn't work out or whatever, or you want another model to practice, you can just paint over it, like just reprime it and paint over it. And you can do that a couple of times, or just, well, you don't even have to reprime it, you can just get rid of the paint and then start new. Yeah, those are not really that expensive. And you don't have to practice on super awesome miniatures. You can take like mediocre miniatures. If you just want to use blendings, you can even just do that on plastic card. Are you not playing because of COVID, or are you not interested? I'm not. If that was directed to me, I don't play at all. I just don't. So I like the appeal of a finished army, but yeah, the way it looks and the way it can look impressive and all that, but I just don't. I don't game. I don't play board games either. It's just nothing I enjoy, you know, but of course that's just me. Hey Bokehead Samuel. Hey Irfan. Do you have... Wait, I do... Oh, that's an exclamation mark. Do you happen to sometimes give feedback to people's paint? No. I mean, not really, no. The only feedback I give is on the Discord server. It's not I can't handle it. It's too much. I have 15 people per day asking for feedback. I can't do it. Because people don't understand, if giving feedback is not something you do, you're not looking at the miniature and then you come up with 12 smart ideas. You have to spend some time to look at it and kind of gauge where the person that you're feedbacking is at and what the next possible step can be for them. And all of that stuff, right? You don't just want to say, oh yeah, it's nice, you gotta increase the contrast here and there, and yeah, that's it. Then you might as well not give any feedback. But that's really time intense. And I mean, I said I was gonna do a round of feedback if that video would reach a certain amount of likes, but it didn't, so it's also kind of, you know, if you still do it even though you set a goal for likes and it didn't happen, that's like, it might be a stupid analogy, but that's like saying in class, if you guys are not silent and don't work on the stuff I gave you, I'm going to all give you bad grades, and then no one gets a bad grade if they don't work on it. I don't know. Like I said, stupid analogy, but... Any tips for using references for miniatures? Real life can be somewhat boring sometimes. Do you reference to the art instead? Yeah, it's my go-to actually.
Nice to meet you.
Just anything. Thank you, Mike Curtis. Thanks for following. 2D is actually pretty good for usage as reference, because 2D can be a lot of styles. It can be realistic, enhanced realism, can be, you know, over the top, can be anime. I'm sorry, of course, I mean manga. Yeah. And then just pick the style that you like and try to replicate it on miniatures.
Nice to meet you.
Noodle, thanks a lot for following on my YouTube. I hope you're naturally gifted and it's not a temporary thing, then I would go and check out a doctorologist. Okay, so that's the wolves. Also highlighted, I mean base colorized, of course. Kit bashing. I'm not sure what kit bashing is referring to. The starter box sets can be good value. Yeah, also, I mean, the thing is, they're almost too... So the, what are they called, like the Diachasm boxes and stuff for Warcry, all of these boxes, they're relatively cheap, or at least they have a lot of minis for, you know, not that much money, but they're almost too too well sculpted to be used as just practice minis. Have you gotten your photo mono on the way? So I was, you know, I was playing dumb with them because they were actually, so what they did was they put the mono X in their links. So they sent me, you know, links to the product, but in the text they said they want to market the Viper, and that's an FDM printer. So I was playing dumb and said, yeah, of course I want to review the Mono X. And they said, yeah, sure, how do you want to do it? And then I kind of got cold feet and I was scared that they would still send the Viper, so I was asking if this is about the Mono X or the Viper, and that an FDM printer is not really that great for miniatures. So if it's the Viper, I don't want it, but if it's the Mono X, then yeah, sure. The other thing is, I think that one is still only like 50 microns per layer. I kind of want to wait for one of the 30 micron releases. I'm just so I just hate print lines. It's incredible. if I can get prints that look nicely and just need some minor correction, then I don't want to 3D print. Because you know me, I can't deal with any mold lines and gaps and all of that. It needs to be gone. If I have print lines, then that would be a nightmare. Hey Chuhan, love your work and your videos. Quick question, are you familiar with retarder media, and if so, any tips? I mean, familiar, I know what it does, and I've used it occasionally, but it would depend what you want to use it for. I don't use it because it does not have any... So anything you add to a color, it changes its properties, and you have to adapt your painting style to that change of property. So I'm not using any additives really, because I'm used to painting with water, just water. So it would depend what you want to do and why you want to use it. And I would also recommend in general, if you have products and you don't really know how to use them, and then don't use them, because you should only use products because you have a use for them, because they are a solution for a problem. Then you should use them. But if you don't have a problem, then you don't need something to solve that non-existing problem. Hey Luca. Hey Power Hungry. You're always so busy. I'm sorry, you're always so busy. Thank you. Yeah, it's self-induced to a certain grade, because I took that teaching job. But I mean, I don't want to bore people with it. But at the beginning of that school year, the patron was not doing too well, and I just had to, you know, have a job to pay the bills and stuff. So, and then I did not expect the virus to still have that much of an impact, but that school year was extra horrible because of what the government wanted us to do. And then they split the classes, and some of them were at home, or half of them were at home and half of them were in class, so you had to prepare 2 classes, which is stupid. But thank you. I hate seeing it cause you so much stress. It's gonna be fine. After summer, it's gonna be fine. It's just 1 more month that I have to power through, and then I'm gonna sleep for a week, and then I'll get a lot of videos done. It's gonna be glorious. Okay, have I missed any metallics? Yeah, I need to do the... I mean, this is not gonna be super exciting, so if I go off cam, I just want to do this without hitting any of the cloak. I'm kind of shaky today. Yeah, it's just so much better to teach painting to people, because you're actually dealing with people that want to learn something, and it's not, you know, obviously it's you have to be a teacher, or you should be a teacher where people or students still want to learn. So I try to do that, obviously, but it's still something different if you have 30 people in class. Not everyone is going to be super interested in what you have to say by default. But teaching painting is so much less straining, because there's no classroom management required. Because it's usually people that want to learn. What do you think about the new Games Workshop brushes? Is there a chance they're any good? So they sent me some of them, but of course, because of Brexit and stuff, and the European Union being extra stingy with that, they have not arrived. They were supposed to arrive last week. I think it's last week, yeah, but they didn't. So, and they still haven't. So, but the thing is, even if they are good, so the thing is, they are synthetics, so they're gonna be good for synthetic things. They're not going to be, you know, they're going to lose the tip after the first session and so on. It's just what synthetics do, and you can kind of bend them in shape again with hot water and all of that. So they're gonna be okay, I guess, for certain things. But then we have the extra layer of them being a Games Workshop product, so they're going to be super overpriced. So in that case, it's almost a guarantee that they're going to be overpriced.
Nice to meet you.
I'm just going, so it's a non-starter to talk about these brushes. Hey, Isle Bonsai, you're going to probably get 5 brushes, 5 other synthetic brushes for the amount that they will charge you. Nice metallic paint is the Vallejo Metzler color. It's, yeah, this one. Sorry, I just have a dry mouth already. I'm not going to lie, World of Warcraft is perfect for reference or inspiration. That is because World of Warcraft is all non-metallic metal and high contrast. That's true. Hey, Potion Seller. Potion Seller. See what you did there. Love your videos, great content, thank you. I always aspire to paint like Frank Facetta, but... Oh, okay. I mean, Frank Facetta is a very unique style, and there's like super many layers of knowledge behind what he does. So don't underestimate that. In a couple of days. Thank you, Rasmus. Thanks for following. In a couple of days, I finish a mini. Can I have feedback from you and how? Yeah, you can join the Patreon and then post it on Discord. Hey, Steve, how's it going? How's it going, Steve? Long time we have not talked. I only noticed that his shoulder pads are made to look like wolf heads. Oh yeah. True. Let me catch up on chat. Hey Moneta, we are painting boys. Hey Matthew, next year judging by them looking to send you a Viper is when their updated 4K printers will come. Oh yeah. Then I'll definitely wait. I have the Mono X, it's solid but it's not quite there for high quality. I held a model printed on the frozen 4K mini just yesterday. It was better than my Mono X, but I still didn't love it. Yeah. Exactly. Just keep in mind that even with 30 microns, the ringing was stepping effect. The printing will still be there, just less noticeable. The only difference? Oh, you mean, wait, it's disappearing on the 30 micron version? I mean, that's probably what you're saying, right? Out of curiosity, do you sell models and keep them? Unless I'm in I run into monetary problems anytime, I'm not going to sell my models, usually, no. The thing is, I don't paint that many models each year. As weird as it sounds. I think during my... No, I can't, I don't know. I don't want to pull a number out of my behind. But yeah, I don't paint that many models, so I don't want to give those away.
How did you find me?
Did I? think you caught some things on the phone. SM4K. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about. Don't know anything about printers. Did you ever use loaded brush technique for doing blends? If so, do you like it? Yeah, sure. I just don't. Oh, hey, howdy, how's it going? Thanks a lot. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was quick. I'm just going to change my painting water, and then we'll get to shading. So yeah, loaded brush. I'll be back in a second. Just give me 20 seconds. I think that was even less than 20 seconds. Okay, yeah, loaded brush is a really nice technique. The only thing that I switch up is I usually use two different colors. So for example, if I did wet blending, or if I want to do a transition from magenta to blue or whatever, I use the magenta on the blue. To blend two colors together, and if I do highlights, I use a brighter highlight color. I don't use white. I just hate the, you know, the typical thing that you do with loaded brush is highlight everything with white. I just hate how that looks, and you always get chalky results, and always get, most of the time, get desaturated the salts, and you have to go back in with washes and glazes to counter that. It's just what it is, right? A really quick way to get a lot of contrast in if you use the white for it. But if you use where is it? Oh, let's see. I can show you an example. Makes it easier, maybe. So up here what I did was I was using a lighter shade of blue, and I blended it into this darker shade of blue, and that way there's still some chalkiness, you can see it, but it's just at a threshold where it does not really influence the color that much, or it doesn't look odd. So yeah, I'm using like a brighter blue on a darker blue, and use the loaded brush technique, you know, just start up here and fade it out towards these areas down here. Hey Piper, thanks a lot for resubbing. Thanks for, you know, taking the time to using your Prime subscription every month. Yeah, so that's the way I use Loaded Brush. It's basically a better version of wet blending, I'd say, or different version of wet blending, of course. Hey Maltzini, how's it going? Thank you. Are you welcome, Chuhan? Don't try to solve a problem you don't have is my motto. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Hey Joe Skynet. Eternal Vampire? Yeah, I need to go out into the sun again. I'm a teacher too, trying to do hybrid learning with virtual. Oh yeah, it was rough and the interest in the subject just tanked. Yeah, totally. Thank you, Technical Mitch. Thanks for subscribing, appreciate it. You play any video games? Yeah, I play too many video games. I mean, that said, I play very little at the moment. But if the right game arrives, I'm gonna be going down that rabbit hole. Like if Diablo 4 is any good. Whew. Right now I'm kinda... I don't have the time right now. I just play maybe a game once every 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, typically ARBGs and City Skylines I can play for a lot of time, mainly to build beautiful cities. Hey the Arach, how's it going? Hey Maria. Hello back to Italy. Not too bad, just listening while cooking. Got it, got it. Do you have any Blood Knight painted? I'm trying to decide the color scheme, but it seems that none of you pro painters have painted one. Blood Knight? What's a Blood Knight? I'm blanking. So it's probably a no, right off the bat. Games Workshop. Is that the new vampires on horse? Oh yeah, okay. So I'm confused about these. Wasn't there Blood Vampires released like 5 years ago or something like that? And then we have a new one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super interested in the new vampires. I have, you know, Cursed City I mainly got because of the vampire models. And then I just liked everything else in there too, except for maybe the zombies and how they're all carrying half a graveyard on their back. Oh, okay. Huh, maybe those are older. But yeah, I like the new Blood Knights. I just don't think I'm going to be doing them anytime soon. Too many things to catch up with, and I also don't want to. I've been doing too much chasing and speed painting and all of that lately. I just want to sit down and paint the miniature for, I don't know, maybe Golden Demon or something like that. And really take my time with it. So let's see, I'm going to use...
How did you find me?
Satlina, thanks a lot for the follow. I'm probably going to use my inks.
How did you find me?
Get those. Okay. Just needed a few colors. Yeah, I wonder if I should probably give this a quick coat of gray. But yeah, if I ever played an army in Age of Sigmar, I'd probably play vampires. Yeah, Dominion is coming out too, so I'm probably going to paint some models from that box. Okay, let's see. Just want to tone down the shininess. Just so that I can bring back out some of it in a later step. It's probably not going to be super interesting yet, but everything should work out eventually. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. Are you just cleaning metallics off with water? Or if you need a deeper clean? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you just cleaning metallics off with water? Sorry, you'll have to... I don't understand the concept behind that. Oh, wait, from the brush? Yeah, I just use brush soap with everything, regardless of whether it's metallics or just normal pigment. Okay, so gotta catch up on chat. I always forget that. I'm not used to that from, you know, the back in the days when I was streaming. Chat wasn't moving that fast. I tried metal color gold, unlike metal color steel, it covers super bad. You mean from this range? There's like one gold, right? I don't like it. There's better versions, better variants. That I don't know right now. There's the alcohol based Vallejo colors, I want to say. There's a couple of those. Those are pretty nice. I would get these golds. Do you feel stippling could completely replace layering? No. I mean, you're saying it yourself, right? It's creating texture. That's stippling. There's a lot of people that just do stippling with everything they do, and then it kind of looks smooth, but you still see it stippling, so it's a design choice. But you always see it stippling. If you want the quote-unquote true smoothness, at least as much as you can get smoothness with acrylics, then you have to do layering, or glazing probably rather. So yeah, it's like one is not going to replace the other because the effect is just so different in the end. The end result is different. Let's put it that way. Hey Jörg. Hey the Masala. I'm painting my Necron army and I don't want the standard silver dry brush. I want to keep the meat on the skeletons black, but I need an accent color. Any ideas? I need to understand this first. Yeah, don't want the standard silver dry brush. Wait, on the black? Or what do you mean? Need an accent color. So that's 2 questions in 1. Please clarify. Thanks for the loaded brush answer. You're welcome. I can be a hand model? I don't think so. Do you have any interest in Gaunt's Ghosts? Oh yeah, I do, but there's just too many things to paint. I'm going to be painting something for a competition soon. Any tips for someone who's never done it before? I mean, just paint a beautiful model, right? So these are, I don't know how to give tips on that. It's everything depends on is what competition it is. Is it an online competition? Is it a competition at your local game store? Is it, you know, judged by a jury? Is it judged by popular vote? There's just so many factors to think about when it comes to that. But I guess what has helped me the most is to paint something I'm really into and paint a model that I really like, and then just do the best thing I can do, or the best thing, best result I can do, or yeah, just have fun while painting it. Then I always had the best results. And then of course there's a few general things, like try to tell a story with your entry. Don't just paint a pretty mini. Add as many aspects as you can. Okay. Yeah, and then make sure that, you know, it's good on every level. Make sure it's harmonious as far as color composition goes. Make sure you don't have any visible errors. Make the whole miniature really, I don't know, just don't, yeah, I don't know, just don't try anything new that you're not proficient at. Paint a solid thing, rather something that you know how you can do it. Yeah, don't necessarily experiment with competition pieces. But that also depends, right? If you have like the best idea ever and you never did it and it's better than everyone else's idea, then yeah. But
nice to meet
so
you.
it depends so much on what the context of the competition is. There's not, you know, there's so many different styles with painting. It's like asking what is the best way to paint a miniature. It's your way. But if there's like external validation or scrutiny, then you have to think about what type of scrutiny that is, and yeah, that's mainly the judges that come into play. You can't really predict what they're interested in or what they want to see. Right, so I'm going to build some extra contrast with this black. Oh, off camera, nice. What makes non-metallic gold pop for you? I can't. What is pop? I never knew the definition of pop. I can't answer this question.
Nice to meet you.
Hey Rystar, thanks for following. What makes gold look credible? Gold, a credible non-metallic gold has to
How
hit.
did you find me?
Thanks for following, Masala. Yeah, you have to hit two things, or at least two things. You have to get the color right, so it has to have that nice yellow in there, you know, warm yellow. And at the same time, you have to have a lot of contrast in there, as with all metallics or all non-metallics. And yeah, so just you're gonna have to hit that color, and for that I would say just look at reference pictures of gold. If you want that really realistic gold, then you have to just look at gold, or you could also look at what the masters, the old masters, did with gold, how they did it, because they obviously went for something realistic. And you know, then that doesn't mean this is the only way to paint gold. You can also make it more desaturated. It depends what you want to do at that point. But if you're looking for credible, then that's what I would do, or try to do. Hey Joanna Roos, hey Bitten Bayans. Do you have a favorite paint job that you have done, and what is it? My favorite paint job is the Crude Collector from that won gold at Golden Demon, and it's in that video where I critique my Golden Demon winners. It was just that perfect storm of telling a story and just going all out on freehands and everything like that. So it was a story I wanted to tell, and I told it pretty okay. Not perfect. There's still a lot I would change these days. But yeah, that's my favorite mini. So that's why I want to, when I can, not spend just every minute of the day on making videos. I want to, yeah, do something like that again, where I just take my time and invest a lot of time into telling a story and building a diorama or whatever. Yeah, just something I really want to pour a lot of time into. And with videos you can always do that, because if you release a video once every 4 months, then no one's going to wait for that. You have to handle with alcohol based. Do I? Oh yeah, sure. You have to. I think the gold metallics. You have to thin them with medium. That's why I don't necessarily like them. But the results are totally worth it. Let's see. Might also do this in a darker color down here. Just the pigment accumulating down here. Yeah, I don't necessarily like how this turned out here. with the dark line almost there. So let's see, maybe I can put some more gray over that, or I can also push that line further down. Let's see, let's try that first. No, don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to try to make that more gray again. The thing is, I don't want to put too much. Oh, that's not the gray I used. Don't want to make it too black or too gray. Do you glaze? I don't know how much glaze medium to use to paint. And do you still thin down with water before putting it? I don't use glaze medium. That's the thing, right? That I said earlier. Whenever you add another factor to the paint you're using, not a parameter, parameter. Oh Jesus Christ! No hablo inglés. Then it gets less predictable and you have to switch it up again and all of that. But if you're using glaze medium, I would not use water to dilute it for that reason, because then you have two different things that dilute your color. And then it gets tricky. So I can see that, or how glaze medium can be, you know, helpful for glazing. I'm just really happy I learned how to glaze without a medium, because I can just take any color out of the bottle and figure out how I need to dilute it with water. Okay, so I think that's this side more or less done. Yeah, see, that's the problem I have with painting on stream and trying to get to the same level as offline. I have these small quirks. That's because I cannot focus 100% on the painting. That irk me. Like this line not being super sharp. The code looks amazing. Is there a video? Not yet. It's gonna be a Patreon video. I just had to finish a lot of stuff before that. Pretty new to the miniature world of 40K. Is there any website with an overview of different Space Marine chapters and how to paint them? I don't know. Does anyone else know? I want to say I don't think there is, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, there's a wiki with all those Space Marine chapters, but there's no place that's showing how to paint them all. And then the thing is, there's different ways how to paint them. I'm guessing if you look at Warhammer TV, there's a certain library of how to do a couple of Space Marine chapters, or a large variety of Space Marine chapters. But that's only the way that Games Workshop paints them. So maybe you want to paint them differently. But I mean, to start out with, I guess it's okay to paint them Games Workshop-esque, and then see what you like about that and what you don't like, and so on. And my camera angle is kinda weird. Wait, when is the stream? For Domination? No, Dominion. Warhammer. I want to thank you for leaving the video streams up for a couple of days, as it leaves me time to download them. There you go. Wait a second, it already started. When did it start? 15 minutes ago? So the standard way to paint Necron is black undercoating and dry brushing the whole thing silver. Oh, okay. Then adding a few colors like green on the weapons and other parts. I want to paint it black, color the bones, but it's looking super flat without some other colors. Why don't you add other colors? I'm confused. Did you have a chance to get your hands on the Pro Acrylic paints? No, I haven't. I just don't have time to do anything new. I'm just, you know, I'm working with status quo. Oh, look at this. Ugh. Stop it. I mean, I like that. It's just another banner that is pre-made, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that box. Any recommendation for good gold paint? Any brand or pigment? I mean, the only problem that gold colors have is, in my opinion, the way that they go on for the first time. So once you have a solid base coat down, it doesn't matter so much. Because then you're going to just use a brighter shade to define it, and then it's not that much of a big deal to get the transitions. But like I said, the Vallejo alcohol-based ones, those are the ones I would use. But yeah, I mean, any gold, like I said, once you have a solid base coat on, and that can be annoying to achieve, but once that is done, doesn't matter so much. In my opinion, at least. Annihilators. Not bad. So those are going to be interesting to paint. With the, not sure about the hammers, but all the armors with these, yeah, trims and just sharp edges, those are going to be super nice for non-metallic metal. What am I painting? Just trying to stream. It's a zombie from the Cursed City box. I have the gun glow in a pale blue, but the bodies are just uninteresting. Oh, for the Necrons. I still can't grasp how you managed to use Vallejo Metallic color series on your palette. My gold one splits in seconds. Hesitant to buy the silvers at this point. I mean, just don't use a wet palette. Why would you not buy the paints? Because the paints are great. Just don't use a wet palette. Getting hard questioned when the answer depends on many factors. Yeah, that's the way where, you know, there's not just what is the best XY in miniature painting, and it doesn't work that way. What makes non-metallic metal eye-catching or interesting? What raises non-metallic metal from just okay to something that makes you want to re-examine the piece? Who's your favorite artist for non-metallic metal? I mean, Michael Pisarski has pretty much perfected it. What metallics are these? Vallejo acrylic metal color for the airbrush. Have you tried using the stippling method? I mean, how would you call this? The letter? So I don't know what exactly you are referring to when you're saying the artist opus guys use. Because I don't have the time to watch the videos or to watch every video out there. And of course you can use like a brush that is not super great anymore, maybe one like this. For stippling, because it covers more ground if you want to be faster. You see, just a bit more random and covers more area. Tried the Patreon yesterday, can't wait to look through the PDFs. There you go. Cleaning my old apartment. Trying to get the lease back, good luck with that. YouTube's interface is bad. I'm not sure what you mean. You posted my follow-up on Twitch. Sorry, you're losing me. Might be an odd question, but are you able to recommend a specific light source, light bulb I'm painting? Have you checked out my photography video? I mentioned it in there, but in general, I use 6,500 Kelvin lights, which are daylight balanced. You can get them almost everywhere. Just use LED bulbs. Of course, you can use. I mean, honestly, go to the video. There's a lot of links in the description for lights that I can recommend. And you don't have to use my affiliate links, you know, if you don't want to, but they're collected there. If you go to my YouTube and my photography video, and then check out the description. Okay, so I just need to bring this side up to speed, and then we can continue. Could you open a Patreon tier for someone if they were interested, but it was already full? No, sorry. I don't have the time to do any more feedback pledges. The number of feedback pledges is balanced around how many I can do per month. Okay. Wait, is this black? Okay, yeah, it is. Interesting, Stuart Sample releases new blackest ink, diluted black 3, tempted to pick it up for line drawings. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was going to say if you... But then I saw who typed it. I was going to say, you're aware that this stuff isn't good for miniature painting, and then I realized it was you. And I am aware that you know. But it all makes sense now that you said, you know, line drawings. Oops. Yeah, sorry, just going to catch up with chat again. I'm liking the direction Sigmarines are going in the box. Oh, that new killer boss looks good too. I need one of those. Hello. I need that. Wait, is the Dominion box split between goblins, orcs and goblins, and... Wait, it might be. That would be cool. Will you add rust effects? Yes, I will. Thunderstrike armor is right down my alley rather than the plain marine armor 4. Yeah, I can see that. Liking the direction Sigmarines go in the minion box. Me too. I'm going to drop vampires, the new destruction force. Drop? Wait. What do you mean with drop? And for some reason this angle doesn't quite work. Okay, let's do it this way. I just need to darken this part down here. Hey Chelsea, thank you. This music is going places. Just ended my work in the Brush Beast. I don't know the Brush Beast. Who is it? Legs seem wrong on that goblin? I mean... yeah, they do. Wait, I'm confused. Are those goblins in the Dominion box? Because that would mean I just got a little excited. Get a cool boys army. Yeah, the legs were weird, but I think it's because he's sitting on that thing, and it looks like his legs are stretched out when they are at an angle. New comp, check them out on Facebook. I don't know, do you have a link? I'm probably going to forget, and I don't really have any more room on my streaming setup to open a browser. Yeah, okay, that bothers me. The line that I made here just looks weird and stupid, and that almost makes me want to redo it. Yeah, it looks like he's missing upper legs. Oh, wait, these dudes, they are in the box, right? Is anyone watching that other stream? Oh yeah, it is, right? Because that axe was in the previews. I don't know what they call them, where you just see a tiny bit of a miniature. Yeah, he has. Oh, he's like that too, right? He has the long abdomen, and then just short legs, like no upper legs. Jesus Christ. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but I don't know if it works. Like, he looks like one of these skater boys, you know, that has their pants at their ankles. Yikers. But in general, I really like the direction. Yep. That's my hairy arm. Okay, let's continue. I just need to move the window always. Ooh. Merknob with Belcher banner. Yeah, I like all the wacky stuff with the eyes everywhere. That's going to be fun to paint. Those eyes too. There's a category for masters and anything. No, I'm not interested in the competitions at the moment. The only competition I'm going to enter is, I don't know, any golden demon that's mainland Europe again. I don't have anything ready for this year's UK golden demon, simply because I have barely anything finished. To begin with this year. The only things I finished was stuff for videos. Wait. Yeah, I also forgot to paint all of these parts. So I'm just going to give this a quick wash. Those guys have so many details, yeah indeed. Oh my god. Yeah, I really like those. These, the cruel boys, so they almost look like not Warhammer because of the level of detail. And just the feeling, it just looks more like, I mean, not really like Rackham, but it looks more Rackham than Games Workshop to me, so. I know it's a different style, but it is, how would you say that? It's just almost like Games Workshop grew up. Don't know how else to say it. But I mean, the tendencies have been there, right? They just were able to make all the details so much more intricate in the last boxes, and especially those Dire Chasm and Warcry boxes and so on. And because they switched to 3D and now they're just getting better and better at it. And they're also, everything just looks more organic and less cartoonish. I mean, maybe except the faces. Not sure if I like the faces. But you can probably do a lot with these when you're... I mean, let's switch to that, honestly. I just really like what I'm seeing. Yeah, you can... I mean, this face looks awesome. The others, I'm not sure. But you can probably do a lot with just paint, especially on this one, for example, if you don't paint that dark line here. Ooh, there's a lot of potential. Yeah, the Bolt Boys. What do you think about pre-sculpted bases? I mean, I guess they are nice for people that don't want to invest that much into bases. But personally, I just want to always make my bases more unique. So I'm always getting rid of the pre-sculpted bases. Again, on that unmounted boss, what's happening? Ooh. I was reading Shitas. But yeah, those, you know, remind me almost of the Urukai that they released for Games Workshop. I'm sorry, for the Lord of the Rings game, with these edgier armor pieces. Is all of that stuff in Dominion? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to do a lot of painting videos. Contrary to what I said earlier at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, the problem is that it's coming out... When is it coming out? It's for pre-order on the 14th or something like that, I want to say. Jesus, maybe I should not. I don't know. I'm not sure if that is safe. Well, let's go back to painting. The Hopgrot is looking bad. Oh, they are looking bad. I mean, it's something different, right? Well, also the brighter paint jobs, and just the way that their upper bodies kind of look weird. But I dig it, honestly. Just looking out of proportion on a lot of areas. It looks like 80s. Yeah, I see what you mean, but on a detail level, I feel like it looks a lot better. And it's something different. But I guess I can say that because I'm not invested in that army, so... Ooh. Okay, wow, that's a nice box. So, I'm hoping that some of these models are going to be released individually, because I want to paint some of these orc characters or goblin characters up for a video, and then still use them in, you know, maybe entries of Golden Demon, because they all look really awesome, and you can probably just customize them a tiny bit. Oh wow, yeah, I really like that box. Jesus Christ. Can you argue about taste? Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm not saying I'm right? Okay, so that should dull down most of the areas I want. Duller. Thing on this side, just give it one more wash. Yeah, really looking forward to that box. And there's going to be a lot of artworks there too again.
Nice to meet you.
That will be inspirational. Gagarin, thank you. Thanks a lot for following. Will be available individually. The Banner Bear leaders maybe not. Yeah, true. But those are I've never been super fond of, you know, Banner Bears necessarily. And for a time they made good Golden Demon entries because you could do freehand stuff with them. Going to have to rewatch that. Yeah, the thing, whenever they have a new release, like a box like this, there's also so much new artwork floating around. That's a good thing. New stuff you can do, you know, try to mimic for a Golden Demon, and then them not liking that. Whenever I entered something that was trying to recreate an artwork that they did, they didn't like it. It's kind of weird, but I guess not much you can do. See, hold on, I'm just going to announce that I'm streaming on a couple of platforms because I don't think people know. I don't get what color you're painting at the moment. What color am I painting at the moment? You mean what color am I using? No, sorry. Okay. Just gonna do this.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Thank you, Craig O'Neill. Thanks a lot for joining the Patreon. Hope you enjoy the PDFs. Why do they keep making limited boxes? Fear of missing out, I guess. But yeah, I mean, so how to say? For me, it's relatively irrelevant because as long as I can get the models individually, eventually, that's fine. And I'm just happy about how the models look, and I'm especially happy if the models look awesome. But I guess for someone who might want the material that is in there, that is limited, could be a strong incentive to buy the box. I mean, another thing is that usually the boxes are kind of discounted, right? So if you really wanted that faction, it's probably a good, yeah, a good way to get a lot of minis cheap, or relatively cheap. Okay, so just one layer of black, and then we're going to switch to give this some color. Well, almost black, I guess. Going to make it accumulate up here. And the recesses. That unboxing thing he has going, that camera, that top-down camera, really sucks. Who is it? Is it Eddie? Eddie Eccles? No. Is it? Or is it Adam? It's Adam, right? Yeah. His camera setup is doesn't really work. That's funny. Oh, I forgot all of this. No. Let's give it a quick width. See, this angle kind of sucks. I guess it's fine just toning everything down so that I can bring back some shine afterwards. Oh, I totally forgot these. Yeah, whenever I paint something on stream, I feel like I'm a complete mess because everything's distracting. And then I feel like I have ADHD. At this point, they're 100% doing this on purpose to build up demand. Yeah, it's probably what it is. I mean, the problem is, right, I don't like what they're doing, but at the same time, I just like these models so much. It's, you know, they're just getting better and better at producing miniatures, or designing miniatures, I guess. But at the same time, yeah. Why does everything have to be limited? Okay, I think the music is going places. Again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dark, angry. Happy. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. The other day I saw the Cursed City Villain Heroes box for 130, almost spewed out my coffee. Wait, the one that they were releasing on their page. It's just expensive, but I guess, you know, the thing is, the reason why they are not doing Cursed City anymore is probably because they can get the printing stuff, the paper stuff, printed cheaply in the UK, but they can still do the miniatures, right? So might as well make some money on that. Okay, so I think we're getting closer to being done here. Maybe just one more random wash into the recesses. Just the bad guys. Yeah, I saw that. See, I need to find some music that doesn't. Maybe this. One question for your painting: when you put on a base coat on raised detail, like the stuff on his leather, do you leave primer showing on the sides? Wait, like here? I'm not sure. Howling, you're gonna stream today? I don't know, maybe, I don't know, how long is it? At the most 1 more hour though. Hello. When you put on base coats on raised detail, like the stuff on his jerkin, I don't know what a jerkin is, I'll be honest. You leave primer showing on the sides. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. The white raised pieces. Wait, these? Oh, you mean so the shadows here, right below these parts? so I started this off of a black primer, and I left some of the black to shine through the initial coat of Rhine oxide, and I did the same here, and I just leave out, yeah, I just don't touch these parts. So even when I go to the highlight color, I think it was darker red, or was it? I'm not sure. I don't actually remember the color, but yeah, I just leave out these parts. I just don't shade them afterwards, or don't cover them with the midtone, I guess. This is a better way to say it. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, just making these darker. Ugh, that camera angle is not proper to work with this detail. Thank you, PRD. Could you demonstrate the opaqueness of the black on my thumbnail? Yes, I can. But the thing is, it's changing, right? So the thing is, as you see here, I'm mixing it with gray, and yeah, it's just super diluted, and I just add 2 or 3 layers. And basically, what I'm trying to do is, before I add some of the colors and the rust and all of that, I just want everything to be dull to begin with and have a bit of, yeah, appreciated areas, so that it's more like a non-metallic approach. And yeah, having some areas that are dull and some that are shinier. Welcome back. Okay. So, don't want to rush it, but I just want to move to the next step. Also, for some reason, the camera angle is really not that great. I guess just because the model is so big. Why is it focusing on that? Thank you, Howdy. Thanks for the 300 bits. Thank you. I'm also gonna dull down these. Thinking a weird red, the cork base suits the normal. Yeah, because of this, because of how you have a dark yeah, part of the wood and just some highlights showing because of the wood grain. Goes really well with it. Just adding some manual shadows. Is the black pre-thinned? No. Don't mix in much water. I mean, yeah, pre-thinned here because I already spread it out so much. But I mean, it comes here, comes off here, and then I just push it around. But it's also not just black, like I said. I don't know if you got that. It's also, I mixed in storm vermin fur for most of the parts because I don't want to go all the way to black. It's just, yeah, to keep it more gray than black. So here there's storm vermin fur, so it's again, I mean, lately I'm getting so many questions about pre-diluted stuff on my palette. I mean, sure, right? As I mix, it's going to get more and more watered down, but you don't start with a I mean, I start with the blob of color, and then I just add water as I keep going. I don't know, has this been in a video somewhere on YouTube lately? Pre-thin, pre-watered down stuff on the palette? Just getting a lot of questions referring to that lately. Okay, so yeah, I think this shows pretty nicely what I want to do. So we have some of the shininess still alive here and here in the front, but most of the other parts are just dulled down and not non-reflective, and it just looks a lot more credible, a lot more interesting. A tiny bit of detail. Like stain. I have to listen better. The new ballista model from the no legs goblins. Yeah, it's funny. He's like I don't know, holding a really large rifle. Okay, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. That's okay. Can screw up one side. Okay, let's see. Just gotta put down some sienna. Let's see. I also want some sepia wash, but I don't know if I have one. It's brown. Oh, look at that! I have it. Shoot me, daddy. Hey, Jacob Allen. Recently found your channel and it's inspired me to slay the abhorrent amount of gray. Here you go. That's good to hear. Okay. Let's just put some sepia here too. Just for the sake of having a different type of, well, wash, I guess. Some brown, and then we'll see how all of these interact with the umber. I don't know why this is so dark. Oh, I see now. Okay, that's better. The emote is a dab and not an elbow cuff. Yeah, it's an elbow cuff. Sorry to let you down or to inform you about that. Wait, sorry, I just had to check where it is. Interesting, I think we lost the Twitch stream. Well, it is what it is. That's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, we're still on YouTube. That's kind of annoying, but YouTube gang rise up. I don't know what happened. Maybe Twitch banning me. In a hot tub when? I think it's kind of counterproductive to do that. I mean, your wet palette is going to stay nicely soaked. Wait, are we back? I think we're back. Odd. I don't know. Right. Oh yeah, I also want a scrap brown. I think that might also be interesting. So I know that everything looks the same on the palette. Okay. Let's start with some sepia. Just going to. Ooh, that's maybe too much. I'll spread it everywhere. Can also have the brighter parts. Take some of that wash on, because they are probably still going to be slightly discolorized by rust and all of that. But this way I don't have to create gradients with this, and I can just focus on staining everything, because we established it before. Established the gradients before. Some of these are tricky to reach. Okay, of course we also need to leave everything to properly dry. Okay, just gonna need some. What's this? I mean, let's try it. These hot tub streams are the worst. I mean, there's clearly an audience, right? You guys, anyone seen one animation trailer? Yes. Well, there's a couple of them, right? It's not just one. Ooh, that's the difference between a wash and an ink. Ugh, I gotta be careful. Ink's gonna stain everything pretty quickly. Yeah, that was a bit much. I don't know why I
Nice
dabbed
to
it
meet you.
into the ink instead of the wash. Guess it's a nice demonstration. See what happens. You use an ink instead of a wash. Cats are getting hungry. Yeah, it was maybe a bit much, but it's okay. Just a happy little accident. Is the ink thinned? Yeah, yeah, the ink is kind of thin right here. The sepia wash was thinned. The ink wasn't. I don't know. I'm not finding any music. That's okay. Jesus. Let me just quickly double check. Let's go with this one. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I like what's happening. Maybe it's a bit too much. It's just probably taking away too much from the dark, from the shadows, or depreciating. And at the same time, it's not as intense as I wanted it to be. I don't know. Let's see, I'm gonna do some scrag brown instead, because this is going to give us a bit more of that. Maybe not yet. Needs to dry a bit more. Yeah, but the scrag brown usually adds a bit more of that dusty feeling that rust has. Yeah, inks take a while to dry, apparently. I'm gonna have to bring out some shine again, so that it. Right now it almost looks a bit too copper. Kinda was a bit of a failed experiment, I think. We can somewhat turn it around, or you know, salvage it with yeah, this crack brown. In this case, I don't think the inks were necessarily the way to go. Any recommendations on brown paints? I don't know how to answer that. For what? And which ones are you using, and why don't you like the ones you're using? Are you using the ink or the sepia wash? I was initially was using the sepia wash, and then I was applying one coat of ink just to see how different they are, but I didn't like both of them, either of them. Yeah, sometimes accidents happen. Guess I want these to be super rusty, so I just have to hit those with a relatively undiluted. Want
Nice
keep
to meet you.
This one dark. Yeah, just hit those. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for following. Did you see the new orcs? Yes, I did. I want them. Can I has? Some Daft Punk. Yeah, I can't play copyrighted music. This is just non-copyright music. That's why it's a bit blah. How do you paint the transition of the color on the code from the dark to the light and scruff data? I mean, I was working off of the dark base coat. The black base coat. It was using Rhinoxide and then a red to mix in with that. I want to say what Staka red. I need to go back to the video. I don't remember. It's been a while ago. But yeah, and then just gradually adding a beige color for the highlights. Yep. I think I might need to mix a bit of a brighter color for this rust. And some orange brown. Maybe even some yellow. I really don't know why my camera angle isn't working today. I think I might also add some dried in blood. Yeah, so I think it's going to come out again, hopefully when we add the shininess back. But yeah, I would say it was the most happiest way to paint these, or most efficient way. I also don't like the result that much. I guess it's kind of too late now. Okay, so let's see what yellow we can use, I think. Yeah, maybe just this. Camera angle is good, okay. You inspired me towards to work towards entering a painting competition one day. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's always, you know, fun to push yourself And it's also fun to finish something, but sometimes you just want to see how far you can get. How do you paint it? Okay, we had to tune characters. Here we go. General for letters. I feel like I'm using that for everything letter related and not really getting interesting results. I mean, it's not going to be fixed with changing a base color. You want to, so I don't know, for for general leather, what I'm using is usually I'm using whatever base color, maybe some English uniform works, and then I'm adding just like I added washes here to darken everything. I'm adding washes to to make the leather darker, a darker brown, for example. You can even use a bit of black wash if you wanted to, with your burnt umber, something like that, and then bring out the edges again and add some texture and all of that. So that is, in my opinion, what's going to make your leather look interesting, not necessarily the base color. So at this point, I just want to add a bit more yellow, like I said, and also some accumulating yellow in some places. To make everything look a bit more like rust. You do both at the moment, brushing and stippling? Yeah, just switching between. Do you get fond of the new Hopgrots and I eagerly wait Chaos Wars? Wait, are you going to do Chaos Wars? That's gonna be nice. A leather coat doesn't trigger my pet beef. It looks like really stick-weathered leather. Thank you. Ah, you're welcome, Matthew. It's, I mean, with miniature painting, it's always, there is no what is the best. There's always context to be had and to be taken into consideration. And if anyone is saying, yeah, you know, easy answer. Let me quickly answer this with one word, then it's probably not true. Or at least too easy. Or made too easy. To simplify. Yeah, I guess it turned out okay. Just trying to save it a bit with the scrag brown and then the yellow. It's turned out okay. Don't want to overdo this. I think we can have a few more of these yellow bits in there. The one thing, of course, we could add at this point is maybe some greens. I don't know. Let's see. Where's my turquoise ink? Hold on. Oh, it's here. Just got to be careful. Not to overdo it and thin it a bit more maybe than we did with the other ink. Let's see, maybe just over here. Yeah, that's going to have to dry until we can see the effect. Do the same up here.
Nice to meet you.
Eligio, thanks a lot for following my YouTube. Welcome. I see the problem I had with this playlist. It just starts the same songs every time. Okay, maybe we can also add a bit of blue down here. Yeah, I think that's, even though it's subtle, I kind of like that. Can we incorporate that up here maybe? On this side. Yeah, I like that. A little bit braver. Problem is that it's taking away a tiny bit of that dusty feeling again. I'm gonna have to varnish this with AK Ultra Matte. Yeah, that's almost too much again. Yeah, that was too much. I guess we can always use more scrap ground when in doubt. Working some that yellow over it again. Yeah, basically just experimenting with discolorations. I think I'll leave it at that now, and then going to try and bring out the shine again. Hey Dave, how's it going? A long time no see. What's my grip? Oh, that one. The Rothcore V3. R-A-T-H-C-O-R-E. Rothcore. Pretty nice. Very, very high quality. Okay. Let's go back to some metal again. Hey how do you say that? Fabrice? Okay, just want a rather diluted version of this. And I'm also getting rid of most of the color on the brush, so it's kind of a not a dry brushing, but it's a very dry glaze, I want to say. Yeah, that should work. Thank you, Nakshi. Thanks, Keith. Soon, hopefully. Alright. So it might not work for the edges like this. We'll probably need a bit more opaque version for it, but it's going to work here. So just working in that reflectiveness again, gradually. What's it done here? Just in some areas I want more reflective parts again, so it's fine. I like to paint while listening, watching his live stream is very inspiring. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Is this scratch brown? What did you thin the ink with? Water? Yeah, it's scratch brown. I mean, it's a couple of layers, right? I just slapped it on and then saw what it did, and just reacted to it. As in, I kind of like the initial layer of burnt sienna. Gives everything a tiny yellowish tint, or somewhat of a yellowish tint. And then on top of that, I put scratch brown to have a dustier feeling, more orange feeling. And on top of that, it's to get these yellow parts. Is a bit more of scrofulous brown, so more yellowish brown, very yellow brown. Okay, so for the edges, like I said, I want more opaque color. So covering out this one here. Sorry, my cats are on the oven. I just need to check. I just heard the beeping. Can have some burnt cloth. That would be good. Yeah, they turned it on. Thank you for putting some links for magnifying glasses in the description. Yeah, they are usually on the videos. I forgot to... So with the live streams you can also use these presets, but I forgot that you can. Well, let's put it that way, I just didn't have time to set it up properly the last time I streamed, or last times I streamed. Because I can create an event and then start my OBS, or tell my OBS to stream to that event. Which I didn't do last time. Just turned the stream on and then it creates an event that doesn't have any of the presets. And also not the links. Just some of these mix. Yeah, doing something I have to focus on for the stream is not good because then I can't really follow chat. I just wanted to thank you for the extra work. Thank you, Cora. Should do more Nurgle. It's my first faction from a long time, and your painting are really different from the other gamers. It's nice to see more angles on Nurgle. Yeah, I mean Nurgle is some of my favorite lore, or I guess I don't know how you would call it. How would you call it? Just everything that's Nurgle kind of is what I like to paint. So the colors, I guess, but also there's so many different textures. There is like sharp angles with the armor, but also super overtuned organic material. So yeah, that's I guess that's what I was trying to say. What I'm trying to say. And yeah,
Nice
I should
to meet you.
definitely paint more Nurgle. Unfortunately, there's only so much time in the day. Freedom of expression. Thanks a lot for following my YouTube channel. Thank you, thank you. Right, just bringing out some edges. Organic makes the change on Nurgle. Yeah, true. Missed it earlier, but you're just washing your brushes in water. Nothing especially going on, even with metallic paint. No, just water. But I mean, again, afterwards, after I'm done with cleaning my brushes, regardless of what paint I'm using. Shake it.
Nice to meet you.
I want to be your friend. Well, you can be. Thanks a lot for the follow. Why? Just be staining that edge. Okay. What kind of lamp are you using for painting? So if you check out my video on photography on YouTube, I explain what lamps I'm using for painting. There you can see it, you know, better. I can, because I'm showing the actual lamps and so on. Kind of makes sense. A biology teacher would like Nurgle. I mean, kind of like the living things, not the rotten ones. I guess. Okay. Yeah, I might be adding.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
With Proficiency painting? Proficiency painting? I'm sorry, I did not. It was too small on my screen. Thanks a lot for subscribing. Yeah, if you're subscribing on Twitch, you know, maybe Twitch Prime or Tier 1 sub or whatever, you don't forget that you can join the Discord server if you're linking your accounts, linking your Discord account and your Twitch account. I have a question. What's your opinion on custom plasma colors, like the ones that aren't just blue, tea, or green? I mean, why not? I'm not sure. Are you asking like that are not part of the universe, like where it's, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, where it's the green ones are just the good guys and the red one is the bad guys and stuff like that? I don't really care about that. I always just do whatever fits the miniature. I want to make this edge sharper. Okay. Yeah, I think overall it turned out quite okay. Not as spectacular as I wanted, but yeah, better than nothing. Yeah, maybe more color variation. Let's see. I think I might just do a tiny bit more red, like a hollow red, and see how that looks. Orcs would make more sense for a biology teacher. Why? Yeah, if your pupils know about your painting back in the day, 20 years ago, I would love to have a teacher who's into the same things as me. So I don't. I mean, I think some of them, or a lot of them, know actually. The ones that are 16-ish, I talk to them about, you know, YouTube, and they're more interested in how much money you can make on YouTube and so on. So we talked about that. They're not necessarily interested in painting miniatures. I don't think any of them does it. But you know, some found out, and I did not really, I mean, I didn't go in there and say, yo guys, I got a YouTube channel where I paint miniatures, but I'm not lying to them. But again, I don't think any one of them is really into painting. I'm just gonna let the small bit here dry, and then decide. Yeah, I think that's actually adding a bit more depth. Could be blood stain or just some darker red rust, some darker shade of rust. Discord server, I can't for the life of me figure out how to join and link my YouTube account and Discord, but it doesn't seem to change anything. Sign up for my page and for extra credit. I'm not sure what you're saying. You know, the thing with Patreon is either you like what someone does and you feel like it's worth it to support them, or you don't. And oh, okay, sorry, my bad. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, I'm not going to ask them to sign up to the Patreon, obviously. Yeah, sorry for that. I completely misunderstood. Yeah, I think that red looks interesting. Put it here too. Does anyone else have problems with linking the YouTube server or the Discord server to their YouTube members account? I checked not that long ago, and I also checked again yesterday, and everything's properly linked from my side, so it should be really just automatic. Missed revenue, man. Yeah, I guess. But I also kind of think it's illegal. Kind of sure about that. Let's see. I need a new album to play. Throwback Thursday, how about that? Ooh. I'm just curious, how do you like colors that aren't normal ones, like orange plasma? I have no idea what you mean. What's a normal color for plasma? No idea where the concept of normal comes in there. Again, I'm not going to limit myself by what is in the I don't know, how would you call it, like lore, or what some sweaty nerd at a Games Workshop store is saying I should be doing. I'm not going to limit myself to that. They're my miniatures, and then I do what I like. And he doesn't, you know, he has to look at them maybe once if I'm at a store or wherever or on the internet. But you can also choose not to, and I have to look at them all the time, so I go with what I like, not what someone else is telling me. Yeah, I guess I could play around for ages with this. So maybe not do that right now. Sad to hear they only are into the money. If I was your student, I'd be asking almost every day. Oh, okay. And get hands-on learning experience. I mean, it's also not really my job, right? It's, I mean, I'm not there to do that. So it's also a matter of professionalism. I mean, I would, of course, I wouldn't say go away if someone were asking, but again, it's not really their interest. I don't know, might be a cultural thing, because it's also no idea. I have no idea, honestly, why they're not into it. A lot of them don't even know what Warhammer is, so you didn't tell them to like and subscribe. I mean, some of them are subscribed, but again, it's not the place. The school is not the place to hire new subscribers. More talking about technical paints, like, oh, okay, Vallejo color shifters. I mean, whatever works, as in, however you're going to achieve the effect is going to be fine. So, I mean, for the plasma, so I used the fluorescent colors for the Necron stuff. The Necron shiny stuff. I don't know what it's called. And yeah, that's also not a normal color in that context. So I can imagine, or I can figure that you could use it to make some interesting plasma effects by just painting the area white, and then just using it over the white to just stay in the recesses. You can try that. But I mean, in general, you can make, yeah, you most of the time you can make everything work. It's just a question of, do you like the effect, and then you should definitely try it. So my approach is, I mean, sure, it's kind of sucks if you try something and it doesn't look good, but then how else are you going to find out if you like it unless you try it? And then, you know, just try it on one model. It's, of course it sucks that you might ruin quote unquote one model, but then at least you know that's not the way to do it, and you can still use that model as a yeah, general practice piece. Hey ArcFans, new to the hobby, could you do a quick 360 turn of the model? I'll do it as good as I can given my setup. Oh my god. Yeah, this is maybe better. I'm gonna do the other direction. Ding. The colors Games Workshop always shows. I just like the concept of using different colors. I mean, yeah, again, just use whatever color you like. I mean, who are they to tell you how you should like your miniatures? It's all a lie. Just, you know, you can paint them different. They're not gonna perform worse in the game. The third YouTube channel where I hear the song. I mean, again, it's what should you do? I mean, the alternative is not use any music, or you use copyright-free music. And guess what? If you can earn money with music, then the incentive to put it out there is not that high. Who would have guessed? I just got the 40k command box and loving Necrons also about Unworlds. Yeah, so you can check out my YouTube channel. I have a pretty in-depth video on how to do quick Necrons that look great.
Nice to meet you.
In the yeah, vein of what Games Workshop is doing with the current Necrons, or the current line of Necrons, how they are painting it. I love that cool blue ridge on the inside edge. Oh, up here, right?
I'm not surprised,
yeah, it turned out pretty okay. I overdid it a bit, but Kabate, did I say that correct? Thanks a lot for joining, for subscribing on Twitch. Thank you. It's confusing, so many things. I threw so much money at eBay buying old school out-of-print models. I'm gotta admit, the more modern the models become, the better I like them. Like with the preview for Dominion, that's a shift in style for the orcs. That's shifting away from the classic Games Workshop design, and I have to say I like it a lot. Sorry. Okay. Use different colors as highlights is such an interesting effect.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Rick Steady, for following my YouTube. Any thoughts on the color of the gloves? The heft of the axe. So you have a red brown on the cover. The gloves? I don't think there's. Is there gloves? Oh, there might be. Oh, yeah, so I would have honestly just painted them. I'm going to paint them, the hands, in skin colors, undead skin colors. That's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to paint this here, this up here. I'm going to paint it white-ish.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so the question is, should I just, you know, keep painting this on stream and kind of make it the stream miniature, or do I finish it off stream? I mean, I'm probably going to keep filming it, right? Because it's a decent model so far.
How did you find me?
Thank you, Eggle. Thanks a lot for the follow. I'm really looking forward to painting the face, but I almost want to focus on that a bit more because it's so tiny. Slonk History, thank you for following my YouTube. What's the best way to do bright recesses on models? I'm not sure what you mean, bright recesses. So like here, this. Just paint a line in there. Just do like this. Howdy, stop. Thanks a lot for the bits. Again. Necron Blade video was the first one of yours I watched. Granted, did not get 100% the same result using reds, but I'm happy. Yeah, there you go. So it's tricky, right? Not only have you used another color, so you haven't used the green, which means it's going to behave different. It's just the way it works. It's a different pigment, and probably even a different manufacturer, maybe. And then on top of that, you are another individual and you have your own experience with brush control and all of that, so it's naturally going to look different. And I guess you kind of have to accept that.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Felix S, thanks a lot for joining the Patreon. Enjoy the Discord server, thank you. So people always think there is that one way to paint, and if only you learn that, you can copy everyone else. But there's so many idiosyncrasies that, yeah, just make everyone just unique, and just everyone's style of painting is going to be different. And you're not going to put two people next to each other and they're going to paint exactly the same way. It's highly unlikely. I like the new Dominion orcs. Yeah, me too. I'd like to see this mini to conclusion. Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to finish it. I just don't know if I should just keep doing it on stream or if it's better to do something else next time. I mean, we only have like half of the viewers. So last time we had 300 viewers all of the time. I just don't know if, you know, people are getting bored again of the miniature, or the streams are, you know, not too exciting enough. I don't know. I also need to find a setup where I can also have a face cam and so on. But yeah, everything after school is out. Gonna try to catch up on a few things and then set up a few more permanent stream, or yeah, just have a permanent streaming setup. Everything is winged at the moment. Let's see. There's two things I want to do. One, eventually have enough Saturn 9 terminal. Oh, okay. I only to have full squad. Okay, that was probably not in reply to me. Have you dabbled with any Bathtech miniatures? No, I haven't. Would have been easier to have used just layers of red, but was good to see how it worked, also giving some good insights into how dark layers of contrast paint go on. Yeah, again, so you learn something, right? And you could have just tried to copy me, or you know, so instead you have taken the idea and made it your own and learned something new, so that's good. So I don't know, I'm looking at this one. I kind of like the idea that I had down here for the ultramarine symbol, even though it's kind of like a W. But that was pretty nice. I kind of want to paint something and put a white freehand on right now. Yeah, gotta do that again sometime in the future. Do you always use a black base color? No, I don't. I usually figure out what I want to do, and then I base coat in a color that suits the plan. So if I want to use transparent layers of paint, I use Senator Light. If I want to keep the black as a shadow color, I base coat black. It's in my opinion, base coat is the most overrated thing, or you know, choosing a base coat color. It's the most overrated thing because so many people put that much thought into a base coat and then they just paint over it anyway. Which again, it's fine, right? But then you also don't need to put that much thought into the whole thing. I know, I want to do something quote-unquote easy. But then again, I probably should stop streaming, even though chat is picking up again. Need to finish a video, and I want to take tomorrow off because I've been working the whole last weekend and this week, the whole week. So I gotta take a bit of a day off tomorrow. That non-metallic metal is amazing. Oh, the ultramarine. Yeah, so we've been talking before, I think, about how to make gold, and I don't think, well, I think it fits the miniature. It's not necessarily how I would paint non-metallic gold at the moment, because there's not enough yellow in there. I feel like everything's desaturated. It's not how I picture gold. There should be more orange, yellow in there. But again, it fits the mini. Up here I'm not super happy, it's a bit too desaturated, but again I think it fits, so that's fine.
Nice to meet you.
That one is really dusty. Yeah, it's a really old one. Thank you, Henry, thanks for following. Thank you, Sabrina, thank you. That is god tier. You're welcome, Steamon. Non-metallic metal was about the ultramarine. Yep. Can't wait to see what you're going to do with the hair, beard, and fur. Yeah, I thought about starting with the fur today, but I really felt the metallics. Really wanted to start with the metallics. Yeah. I mean, now I want to keep painting it, but that will mean I'll just do it off camera, off stream. I have so many things to do. I want to do the next few YouTube videos should hopefully be more interesting and not just, you know, a guide. I don't want to say it yet because then people might not watch it. Some orange glazes would fix the non-metallic on the marine. Yeah, but I'm not going to touch that one anymore. That one has been finished 10 years ago, so it's going to stay that way. I have so many other things I need to paint and want to paint. It's ancient gold. Yeah, that's always the argument for that, right? I'm not sure that concept exists. I'm not really sure gold gets old like that. So I have a bit of a problem with that argument. I mean, again, it's fair to say and to do, right? But for me, it just doesn't work. It's not a concept that works for me personally. Hey Marcos, I really enjoy your content. Question: how do you go about Senator base coating a model with a lot of metal, like say a Necron? And you just do the same thing? Or do you mean like metal like this? Yeah, in that case I would not do Senator at all, because metal over white is just a pain. So you kind of want that. Maybe it's like that mirror effect where a mirror has a black background to be reflective. Metallics over black just look a lot better, so I would not do. And that's a good example, right? If I do a lot of metal, I'm not going to use a Senator light, because it's going to be a pain to get the paint to cover. Virkan, first real nice weather today in a long time. Yeah, true. Can see the real sun. I would like to see you play a match against someone. Warhammer? I'm never going to have an army. It's never going to happen. Done is done. Exactly. The goal is so ancient, has never been dusted. Yeah, it's dusty. But that is again like 10 years in the cabinet. So for that it's okay, I guess. Mirrors have a black background, learn something new every day. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, but I think there's a black layer in the back. Let's see, I need to check that out again, but I think that's the way it works. Okay, that's not bringing it up. How does a mirror work? How does a mirror... reflective coating. Ugh, that's a two-way mirror. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Just last time I broke a mirror, there was a black background, so. Surely you must have, just by painting alone, have enough Marines or Orcs for an army? No. Nowhere near. See, I just like to take my time for miniatures and spend ages on them. And I have not finished that many minis. So, I don't know, during my first 10 years, let's say during my first 5 years, I painted a couple of test miniatures that were quicker, but I was mostly painting for competitions. So during that time, I maybe finished 5 miniatures per year. So again, to me, painting and pushing myself is what is fun in this hobby, unfortunately. because that doesn't make for good YouTube content. When using Senator, then using Senator with a dark metallic color, then a brighter metal would be kind of a waste. I mean, I thought you meant a black base coat and then white on top. And you can still try and do it. If you just do it on a test model and see if you can use it for anything. It's not, what use is it if I tell you something and then you can use it, or if I say no, that doesn't work, and then you try it and for you it's the perfect result. Shock Pikachu. Okay guys, I think I might jump off. Like I said, I could go on a bit, but I need to finish a video and then take a day off tomorrow. So thanks for watching. One last shout out again, if you want to, you know, support me, you can do that by just watching my videos on YouTube. Clicking like, sharing the videos helps a ton, getting new audiences in. You know, whenever someone asks on Facebook, oh, do you know any YouTube channels that are about painting, linking my channel helps a ton. So yeah, thanks if you do that. And of course, if you want to join a great community, I have a Discord server set up for patrons, and whatever you pledge on Patreon allows you to join the server. And then of course we have a couple of PDFs and a lot more videos. If you are after in-depth painting guides, that's the way to go. And at the same time, allow me to do more of the free videos too, and so on. Just helps me keep doing what I do. And yeah, I can also do more regular streams in the future, so that's going to be a thing. So don't forget to follow the YouTube if you haven't yet. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Perfect, dinner is calling. Good timing. So yeah, thanks a lot guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Awkward silence for the streaming software to catch up.